When Gemini and Pisces come together in any sort of romantic way, at first this is going to feel like a cool breeze on a hot summer's day. Gemini will be intrigued by this mysterious, delicate appearing fish, and Pisces will feel like they've been pleasantly woken up by this ray of sunshine. But as most of us will know, these two signs are the most dualistic signs in the zodiac. Gemini is represented by the twins. It can be a representation of two people communicating, sharing ideas, but on the other hand, it's a representation of the two sides of Gemini. On the dark side of Gemini, you really do get Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know if you're talking to Gem or Inai. Pisces is represented by two fishes swimming in opposite directions. It's not really split personalities with Pisces, it's more two fish swimming in two different worlds, being able to mutate into any character from either. It can be Jekyll and Hyde-like, but with more reasoning to why. So right off the bat, you get inconsistency. This couple is like the Joker and Harley Quinn. The main reason these two signs will clash is because they are both changeable. Gemini can be loving one day, then the next day, they're seeming like they want to argue with you for absolutely nothing. The last text or convo you had with Gemini was lovey-dovey, smoochy, mwah mwah, I'll speak to you in the morning, or goodnight kisses before rolling over to sleep. Then when you speak in the morning, the Gemini is addressing you as if you're fresh off an argument, so this will confuse the hell out of a Pisces. The Gemini partner is probably the most dangerous partner a Pisces can have, because they can really, and I mean really, fuck with a Pisces' heart and mind. And on Gemini's side, Gemini may be so upbeat, travelling around the city, happy, and then meets their Pisces partner who is moody as hell, for what appears to be nothing, bringing down the Gemini's mood. Even worse, the Pisces may not even know why they feel so down, so it brings a thought to Gemini like, this person's not in control of themselves, and a Debbie Downer. Gemini is just like twins. You know, there's always that one who at the very least looks more sinister than the other. They won't have to technically be evil, but they will look that way. Gemini has this same thing going on, but where one twin is pleasant, the one oftentimes at the forefront, the other twin is down there miserable as hell, waiting to pop up at random. So Pisces having these random downer moods can bring Gemini's pleasant twin's vibe down, which causes that other twin to come up. There's too many personalities and moods and different versions of the self going on when these two mix, which makes it romantically challenging. Opposites attract, and although both these signs can be friendly people's people, Pisces is not as outgoing as Gemini. Pisces likes solitude, while Gemini can have the stamina to meet friend after friend, going place after place. So this can irritate the Pisces partner, cause Pisces likes personal. Gemini can be introducing their Pisces to a new best friend every other week. Pisces will view all this as fake, and realize Gemini can also be like this romantic relationship wise too, or at least see the possibility. So Pisces will not trust Gemini deep down, and Gemini can find Pisces too boring. As much of an actor and adapter Pisces can be, it's not easy faking it around a Gemini, cause they clock these things. They're a very witty sign, especially if these two signs live together. Gemini won't necessarily see through Pisces, but they will see when Pisces has changed, mutated, cause they themselves do a similar thing. So if the Pisces isn't the creative type working on a craft and instead just gets high all day doing nothing and transforming and shit for no reason, it'll push the Gemini to wanting to be with their friends more than their Pisces partner. Gemini can be as creative as Pisces, so it's even worse if they know the Pisces has potential and sees them wasting it. This will irritate Gemini, cause Geminis are secretly very ambitious people, very business-minded, low-key. Pisces cannot care for life achievements depending on what fish it is. Pisces can have all the talent in the world and sit on it. Gemini can also not like the attention a Pisces can get from being friendly, cause it's easier for Pisces to build strong bonds or get in romantic relationships. Pisces has deep connections with people. That's why Pisces won't have a new best friend every other week, unless it's for a purpose. Pisces can play that type of game, and Pisces can also have a new fling every other week, depending on the fish. It's like that option is there for Pisces to be light or deep. Gemini can envy this in their partner. Even when Gemini is surrounded by so many people, it's because their relationships can be very light and changeable, just like Gemini themselves. Geminis aren't able to just go deep with people like that. They can't fake it either, because when Gemini goes deep, that's where the other twin is, who is oftentimes not nice. So they stay light and flighty, hiding that twin. And that's who Pisces eventually ends up getting to see in Gemini. And once Pisces sees it, that's the only version of Gemini Pisces will see. That hidden twin. Same way Gemini can see when Pisces mutates, Pisces will see who's at Gemini's core, which won't look like mutation to Pisces, more a revealing of true colours. This is where this relationship can be dangerous as hell for a Gemini, cause Pisces can pull their other hidden twin out and be dancing in Gemini's face with it, for Gemini and the world to see. You're dealing with light and deep when these two get together. They really can both pull the crazy out of each other. Gemini is similar to Libra, where they can be mistaken for feminine signs by default, but they're both masculine. So the women of these signs can boss up the same way, to where they could even try bully the feminine fish, finding out it's not as easy as it looks, simply because Pisces can see through them. Too many lies and deceit can be flying between these two, as well as dinner plates and ornaments when they argue. It's really not an easy relationship romantically unless one is bending over backwards for the other. On the plus side, they'll be spontaneous, happy, very sexual and experimental. It won't be a boring relationship at all if they can get past all these hurdles. But the hurdles will be high. Family. Gemini and Pisces family members can still run into issues because Gemini likes to play, even at times when Pisces may not be in the mood to play. Gemini can be big time wind up merchants. If they see something about you that they can play on, Gemini can playfully pick on you, non-stop. Gemini don't run out of ideas. It's like each idea births another one with Gemini. Pisces is a sensitive sign, not just to feelings but to everything. So when Gemini is playfully joking about real things, Pisces will be seeing the other twin, while others are just seeing the pleasant twin making the jokes in Gemini. So Pisces can end up not fucking with their Gemini family members for being snaky. A Gemini can be working the room, running lots of jokes. Then Pisces can come in and either join the Gemini's audience laughing along, or watching, or adapt to the mood of making fun and start dishing it back to Gemini, or bring an "but that's not funny" energy into the room. Like say a Gemini is making jokes about a disabled person. For example, that's not exclusive to Gemini, any fool can do something like that. But say the Gemini is and everyone's laughing because what Gemini says or acts out will be funny. They're like one of the funniest signs. So Pisces can be like, how are you laughing at them? Don't you know about karma? Don't you know your kids can turn out the same way as that person you're mocking? Then everyone's like, it's only a joke. And Gemini's just sitting there smiling, because they're still ready to make more jokes. They ain't even listening to what the Pisces is saying. Gemini on a less conscious level don't care about all that deep shit, all that deep karmic shit. A joke's a joke. So Pisces can be a killjoy to Gemini even in family settings, and Gemini can annoy the hell out of Pisces for being unnecessarily cruel and disguising it as jokes. And even worse, they can both end up mimicking the other to wind each other up. In a parent dynamic, it works better when Pisces is the parent to Gemini, because Gemini will be so curious, full of questions, that can help the Pisces with their own imagination finding ways to answer Gemini's never-ending questions. Gemini will feel heard by the Pisces parent, but when the Gemini gets older, the Pisces may end up seeing the other twin in their own child, which can cause issues if that Gemini is more on the immature side, because Geminis can be cold even towards their own parents. When it's a Gemini parent with a Pisces kid, it will be problematic for the child. Not in terms of adventure or fun, but in terms of the Pisces kid being able to fully express themselves to the Gemini parent. There will be a struggle, a disconnect. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is asleep and lost in Pisces. So that's already an issue in the cosmic alignment. Gemini is no way a dreamer how Pisces is. Geminis are way more expressive. They can look at their Pisces child like they're crazy, too deep, too in their head. Thousands of thoughts flies through both these signs' heads. But Geminis doesn't pay attention to it the same way Pisces does. Gemini is very much present in reality, connecting with people. Pisces can do that, but they will always have that reflection time, which is needed. Gemini may have it too, but it's not needed. Gemini can talk with others for days on end. The Pisces kid asking their Gemini parent endless questions can end up in Gemini being like, "You ask too much questions, just go and play. Be a kid, go and play." So Gemini may not understand Pisces' need to swim away and be alone with their thoughts. So the same with romantic relationships, expect some sort of disagreements to happen no matter what the relationship is. Well, excluding like a grandparent to a grandkid type dynamic. But it can still happen depending on the respect levels. Either way, if the Pisces is being as vocal as Gemini, there will 100% be problems, now and then. Even if the Pisces is mute, the Gemini can make a problem out of that. Friends. Of all relationships between the two, this is the one where these signs will find the most success, when they are friends. I won't say as best friends. Can Gemini even have one best friend? Normally it will be like at least a couple best friends. But if they are both friends who isn't constantly around each other, they can remain friends for a very long time. Boundaries are important in all relationships, but when they're friends, there's much more respect for how the other is. Like, they won't pull each other into their own worlds. They'll rather offer it, and it won't be a big deal if the offer isn't taken up, because they will both be operating on a light level with each other. All friendships works with these two, including male and female friendships. The danger here is they are both prone to a friends with benefits dynamic. Not even no planned thing, but just like with the romantic relationship. It's that initial refreshing feeling both signs can get from each other, and that they can be operating on a light level. When they meet up, it can sort of feel like the first time each time. Even if they both aren't under the influence and just chilling, talking. Especially if one's at the other's place, on a casual visit, that friends with benefits window can open wide, where all those personalities and characters have a massive cosmic I mean, it's always tricky when that gets brought into any friendship, but with Gemini and Pisces, it can be like a very easy connection with a very rough ending. The ending won't be smooth. Both signs can be cold and warm, and so much confusion can happen, where after both parts ways, it's like, what the fuck happened there? As just platonic friends that you see now and then and are not around the other, long enough for moods and mutating and twins switching places to happen, then it can work just fine. Even better if they're both a part of a larger group. If it's just the two of you, be mindful when alone. You want this friendship to last forever? 2 words. Chastity belt. How has your experience been with these two signs? Share your truth. Has it worked out for you? Or why didn't it if not? And be honest now. Introspection's key. Other than that, shut your ass up, put your seatbelts back on, and make sure the aisle was clear. We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.